Good evening, e-gaming, and welcome to tonight's Super Metroid: A Link to the Past Combo Randomizer Monday Night Weekly. We are playing hard, and it's 774, so we'll be doing some nice tricks in Super Metroid in order to possibly get our progression. We've got Sky on the left and Scrupula on the right, and I'm Craze Gamer giving you commentary for tonight. We'll be starting momentarily. And we are off. So, with hard logic, there are two items in logic in Blue Brinstar. That is both the Morph Ball pedestal and the E-Tank in the ceiling. The game does expect you to do the damage boost to get that item, so it's a little bit more. I'm going to say it can reward runners to go down, and sometimes Sky likes to do that, but both runners going into A Link to the Past right away. Just a missile tank at Lake Hylia Island, and Scrupula is hint some enemies to change the tier pull. When you start in the combo randomizer, you start with a tier 3 pull, so you typically want to do that first. Ooh, Sky is gonna Houlihan. And Scrupula is also going to Houlihan. That is interesting. Normally don't see Houlihan in SMZ3 as a start, but seeing it twice here is interesting. Means we won't have to worry about buying bombs or having to worry about drops or tree pulls or any of that to get bombs before Kakariko. We could just get the 200 and something rupees, and we'll be all good for bottle vendor and buying bombs if we need to. So it's safe, but it's usually not something you see. All right, Sky's gonna head right back in and get up. Wow. Okay. We need to talk about how fortunate it is that both of our runners did Houlihan before going to Link's house. Because once you get the flippers, you can't do the Houlihan with that setup. You would need the glove at that point in order to do the drop down for back of escape with a bomb. But you'd also need a glove for that. So doing a Houlihan first was super, super fortunate for both our runners. It looks like both runners are pretty much on the same path, deciding to go into escape. Or at least check Uncle anyway. Scrupula heading out, gonna take another tree pull, and does not have any weapon for the front of Hyrule Castle, so is going to save and quit and go back to Link's house where he'll get his flippers. Alright, finally we've got some divergence. So Scrupula is going to go to Kakariko from the south and then head up north, while Sky is going to start at Sank and probably take care of the north stuff and then head south. So Scrupula did manage a bomb from a 50-50 pull, while Sky discovered that the bush crab is dropping large magic, which is nice, but don't have any item that can take advantage of that. Scrupula is going to blind check Razy game for a glove. Alright, so Lumberjack has a screw attack, which is going to be unfortunate because unless Ag is required, we're probably never getting that. Library just has a heart piece. Probably never getting that. Lost Woods has a missile tank. Not the worst thing in the world early. Oh, I completely missed the map check. I don't know who did it. The tree pull's not really cooperating with our runners today. Just 20 bucks in the chicken hut. Back at the tavern, it's got a heart container. This guy's also going to buy bombs, and that makes sense. We haven't seen any bombs in chests, and the tree pulls have not been bombs, and of course, you buy bombs, and then there's a bomb in a chest. Alright, so there's an E-tank in the well, and keeping track of the E-tanks is going to be important because that has Hell Run implications for Upper Norfair. You get a hammer in the well as well. Well. So that's going to be a weapon that will allow our runners to possibly do front of escape if they want to. We'll see what they choose to do with the hammer. Not much going on in Blind Cell. Oh, sorry, Blind's hideout. Just a shield if you care about that sort of thing. Scoopula is going to head up to finish up this route because he started from the south and went north. It'll be 2 checks and a third if he wants to see what Lumberjack is, but runners usually can go either way with checking Lumberjack. Usually wait until they have at least the boots or other or AGA access. Alright, so I think that's 2 E-tanks so far that we've seen, which is enough to get to Ice Beam and Crumble Tower once we get the access to Upper Norfair. Alright, Scoopy's going to take that glove and go directly to the back of Escape. It's 3 items, pretty easy to check, and we already have a small key, so odds are this is going to be 3 items. Hopefully we don't see a map. It's a 20, it's a map. It's the Morph Ball, that's a good one. They already have at least 1 Power Bomb pack, so Super Metroid's looking like an option. Scoopula may want to hold out for another Power Bomb pack, but looks like he's going to take that hammer and do the front of Escape. And because he already has the small key and the map, we know that Dark Cross does have an item, as well as everything else in the front of Escape. And Sky is not too far behind for a Morph Ball. Alright, Sky is going to go to the South Shore. We haven't seen this yet, so this will be another good piece of divergence for us. And there's Sky's map check. It was a Metroid token at Desert, and yep, all those look good. So 3 Light World dungeons required, which is always nice to see. So Sky's going to leave the Super Missile behind for now. We'll see if he comes back for it. Yeah, there's no guarantee you're going to find Charge Beam, so picking up every super is usually a good idea. Speaking of, there's a super in Zelda Cell, and Scoopula is going to take a Death Warp, and that's going to put him at the front of Hyrule Castle, and he's going to attempt to get the item at Dark Cross while he's here. Might be a little difficult without a sword, since he'll be moving through a dark room without really a way to determine where he is in the room, but it is certainly possible to do. Alright, there's another Power Bomb pack in Mini Moldorm Cave, along with missiles, a heart container, the first sword, and $20. Sky with heads-up play. With the flippers, you can swim to Ice Rod Cave instead of taking the dangerous walk. Since we are on green mail, those crabs hit 2 hearts each. And it's just $20 in Dark Cross, so if Sky never gets back there, he won't be missing much. I had to think for a second where he wanted to go, but he elects to go to the south. Sky's going to pick up a second sword. Ooh. That's a touch concerning. If we find a lamp, that's Aga access. We're still missing a Moon Pearl, though, so that's not looking like a great option. And the first sword's coming up for Scoopula. Alright, so Sky is gonna check our friend under the bridge for one item. This is a little bit awkward since Sky does not have 500 rupees for King Zora, so if he chooses to continue the flipper checks, he'll have to leave that one behind. And both of our runners have already done Houlihan, so that's not an easy way to get up to the requisite 500. Though if you get the drops that Scoopula's been getting with the rupees, then you just get the 500 in no time. Alright, Sky is going to go to Zora. So this is going to be isolating the King Zora check. Unless we just happen upon a 300 and a 100. Actually, just a 300 would do it, wouldn't it? Okay, nothing there. We're going to check the item on the Zora ledge. And Scoopula is going to go to the eastern area. The ledge just has a heart piece, and that is a saving quit from Sky. Sky's still not getting any bombs from from that stone. Green pendant is Skullwoods. It's a nice, easy one for a green pendant. Got our first bottle in Saha's closet. Scoopula choosing not to go into Eastern. Doesn't want to concede the double dip. Grab that 20 before heading back into Super Metroid. Is he going to go down to Retro Brinstar? Nope. He is just going to check 230. This guy also getting the news of Green Pendant Skullwoods twice. And Sky also elects to save and quit out of Saha. And it's also going to go into Super Metroid. So both our runners, for the most part, following in each other's footsteps. The only real difference was how they went to Kakariko. One started at the north and went south, and the other one started south and went north. But let's see what our runners decide to do here. There's a lot of things to do in Super Metroid. So you can do these in pretty much any order you want. Sky having one extra super pack over Scoopula, their loadouts are effectively the same. Sky is going to elect to do Gauntlet first. Scoop also cleared the castle, you are correct. So that wall jump to get to Gauntlet is in logic, in hard logic. So there can be progression here. This is not just it's not just efficient use of checks. This is possibly required. Just a missile though. 2 items in the back of Gauntlet. We'll see what comes up. Nope, the wall jump is not required in normal. You need something that helps you get up there. So, space jump, morph bombs, speed booster. Back at Gauntlet's just 2 missiles though. Good to get out of the way, but not the required progression that we need. Scoopula is right on his heels. Over at Terminator we got even more missiles. And Sky's electing not to go to Green Brinstar, as instead going to go back into the parlor. Is he going to go down, or is he going to go to Bomb Chorizo? He's going to go down. Is this 230? This is, in fact, 230. This guy's going to go to Bomb Chorizo. It's going to see the missile pack that's on there and probably turn right around. Scoopula is in Green Brinstar, so we'll get our first look here. Mock Ball is a logically required trick, so there can be progression here. In normal, you would need the speed booster for this, but this Mock Ball is one of the first tricks that runners will learn as they're learning how to sequence break things and stuff in Super Metroid. Alright, this guy's going to take a refill at the ship. This is primarily to get his power bombs back up to 10. We'll see what he wants to do here. If he knows the continuous wall jump, he can go to the wrecked ship, which is logically available, so see what he wants to do. He could also go down to Red Tower. That is also an option, but we'll see. Alright, so he's going to try vote. Alright, so he's not going to get the CWJ there. Let's see if he tries it again. There's another bottle and some more money in Edicoons. Alright, so Sky is going to bail on getting into the wreck ship. Instead, he's just going to go down to Red Tower. It's reasonable. There's a lot of stuff to do. You don't have to be forced into a CWJ if you don't think it's required. And 2 tanks power suit is a tough fight, unless you are practiced in it. Like New Route does it, but it is something that you can't just say, I'm going to do it. You have to know what you're doing to actually do it. Alpha Power Bombs is $100 with an E-Tank behind. Scupula is in Pink Brand. Just a missile tank. Time to head over to Mission Impossible. Just a heart piece. Another missile pack just before charge. Not seen. I mean, I'm sure Scupula has done that before on stream, but I've not. Like that is a tough setup for the Spore Spawn skip, but gets it down. Just a red rupee where the first super missile usually is. Dragon is a SM boss token, so we'll have to be get into a Dragon at some point. Alright, so Scupula is going to go to the Wave Gate. In normal, you need the Wave Beam to put this in logic, but hard logic expects you to do what Scupula is doing. Just use a super missile to shoot the blue sensor from the other side. Just 10 arrows, though. Just a red rupee where charge usually is. This guy is attempting to get the setup for the crate quick kill, but the bomb did not propel him to where he wanted to go, so time to wing it, and winging it doesn't usually work. From my experience, I'm not good at winging things. Sorry, so Kraid's gonna stand up and we're getting the normal fight. And down goes Kraid. Scooby has not found anything of note in Retrobrain. Yep. Gotta grab that E-Tank. Because we're on hard logic, so if a hell run's required, you want as many E-Tanks as you can get. Bug net for Sky. No logical implications, just nice little safety to have. Billy Mays' 2 super missiles. You like to see that. If it's not going to be progression, you'd want it to be supers. Meanwhile, at high jump, we've got a bomb extension. And then over at high jump proper, we've got just missiles. Ooh, that's a grav. So Sky's got a gravity suit. If this was vanilla, it would also have heat protection, but we're playing a randomizer, so it's just going to be the ability to walk through water, not through heated rooms. We'll see where Sky wants to go from here. Alright, so he's going to go to the mountain. Well, Scoopula gets an ice beam. Now, normally I'd say, uh-oh, it's part of the Suitless Meridia package, but we just saw that gravity is in his near future. Alright, so Sky's going to check out the old man on the mountain. This does logically require the lamp, but pretty easy to navigate through this dark room, especially if you have a sword. Scoopula has found his way back into A Link to the Past with just under the requisite amount of rupees for King Zora. Sky did get a Cane of Burna for his troubles. Why the old man was holding on to the Cane of Burna, we will never know, but we now have it. $300 rupees sitting on top of Spec Rock with a super missile in the cave. No mirror to get those rupees, but Sky is gonna go for the super missiles. Not a bad decision by any means. Especially before Varia, if you need crystal flash ammo, and especially before charge, it's fine. A little bit out of the way, but not terrible. So in the SMZ3 combo randomizer, The Waterfall Fairy and the Pyramid Fairy will always give you a green potion for an empty bottle. Now, Scupula is 14 rupees short. We'll see if he wants to farm or if he's going to go somewhere else to try to get them. Now he's 13 short. And Sky is going to attempt the Hell Run to Ice Beam. This is in logic with 2 E-Tanks, I believe. But he's having some trouble in this room. He should have enough to get back. It's going to be tight, though, and I'm sure it's not going to happen now. Yeah, this is... I don't think you get through on 23. Yeah, no. So he didn't lose a ton of time. When you go through a cross-game portal, the game saves. So if you come back into Super Metroid, that's a save point there. Like your ammo and all your progression is saved. But if you die before getting to another save point, the game doesn't know where to put you, so it puts you back at the ship, which is what happened here. Scupula now has enough money for Zora after having already gone to Zora. Which is, you know, the story of life, really. Right, Scupula's going to head over to the desert area. We have not seen this yet. Meanwhile, Sky, with his gravity suit, is going to go over to the wrecked ship. He's going to do a gravity jump to get over the to the other side of the moat. Many different ways to do this. Like, doing it from the left side is okay if you have high jump, but you could also do it from the right side here. You may have to go one more up. So that would be good, but sometime jabonk. Alright, there it is for Sky. And Scupula is going to go to the mountain. No, just kidding. He's going to check the lumberjack ledge. Okay. Since he has the Master Sword, a lamp would put Aga in logic, so this all of a sudden becomes something you want to check. Which now he knows it's going to be Screw Attack, and he's going to be a little sad because it's not logical progression, and that means he's not going to find Screw Attack anywhere else. So, something you would want for Lower Norfair, for instance, probably not going to have. Meanwhile, Sky is in the wrecked ship. We're going to see what is at Spooky Missiles. It is Quake. We won't know if that's required just yet, but once we get to Dark World, we'll see what Turtle Rock and Misery Mire are in terms of pendants or crystals or SM boss tokens. Scupula gets his Keen of Burna from the old man on the mountain. Well, Sky's about to visit a ghost. Good Doppler there. And that's Phantoon down for Sky. Or a blue crystal. And there's Scrupio's gravity suit. Now, truth be told, that gravity suit at the moment doesn't do a whole lot. Actually, that might be a lie. That is... Actually, no, they have Ice Beam. They both have Ice Beam. Actually, no, Scrupio just has Ice Beam. Ice Beam lets them Ice Clip to get to Batoon. Yeah, that should be all of the main stuff in Meridia. We're still lacking a Plasma Beam for checking Plasma. And Ice makes it possible to check Shack Tool, but it's actually, the last time I checked, the Ice Puyo clip is not logically expected, even though you would think it would be, but it is not. So there's a lot available, but not everything in Meridia. Scrupula gets a gravity suit down. Sorry, gravity jump down, and Sky making his way through Spike Room of Death and gets bullied a little bit, but if this is nothing, Sky is going to reset. So no harm, no foul, just a little bit of time spent just to check items and such. And yep, that's a reset. Scrupula will be coming up on Quake shortly. And there it is. And he also gets the info that Phantoon has a blue crystal. Usually you don't see runners doing the map check in wreck ship, since you have to beat Phantoon in order to get to really anything that wreck ship has. So it's pretty much, if it's a pendant, then whatever. Otherwise, great, it's a required boss. That's one less one you have to do. This guy not able to get the Kegos through the worker robot, so we'll just have to do this the normal way. It's just a missile though, so not worth picking that up. Getting through the second half of that room without taking a hit. You like to see that. Sky opting not to scout the item at Wreck Ship Reserve is going to pick up the heart container, and This check is a little bit annoying. Getting to missiles in the sky without any real movement items is a chore. And Scrupula, 1 or 2 missiles short, is going to have to sit through a Phantoon Enraged state. This happens when you hit Phantoon with a super missile and it doesn't kill him. Ooh. That's a fire rod at missiles in the sky. That is most likely required. So anyone skipping the attic of Wrecked Ship is going to be a little sad, probably. We still don't know what TR's requirement is. We know Skullwoods is a green pendant, so not specifically required unless there is something in the back of Skullwoods that we need, or on the green pendant. Or, dare I say, on the Master Sword pedestal. Right, that's a wave beam from Scupula. Just a heart piece on the Chozo, and Sky is going to want to find out what is at Wreck Ship Reserve, see if he needs to come back with Speed Booster for it. Nope, just our container. No reason to come back. Though has to be a little bit careful here. Only 87 energy. If he falls on a fish, they hit for a lot, even with Grav. Scoopio's going to grab the missile, and that is because he did not take the safety save, so he had to keep whatever it was that was here. Because his last save was a fair bit ago. Let's see where Sky wants to go next. With the gravity suit, he has a lot of Meridia open. Fire Rod doesn't really do anything in the light world. I mean, he could go to Dark Cross with it, but oh, Sky hasn't done Bryn yet, so that's his next play. Bryn. And then probably Meridia. Scupula opts to take the missile tank in the attic, which is fine. If you went through the trouble for it, like, it can go either way. Let's see how well Scupula can get the fire rod that is up here at Missiles in the Sky. So you can get on the Ripper right away, which is fine, because that's a tough jump to get. So he's going to have to ride this one here and then all the way back, which is about a minute. And that's a fire rod for Scupula. Good to get down on the first try, because coming back for that if you miss that jump is even more minutes that you really don't want to give up. This guy skipping right over that hard piece doesn't care for it. Scupula, seeing the art container at Wreckship Reserve, does not have to come back for that. So he'll be out of here, and now he'll have to decide where he wants to go. He's already done Brinstar and Pink Bryn and all that, so really there's not much left besides Meridia. Of course, Scupula will do Red Tower along the way. I don't know if the X-Ray D-Boost is in his wheelhouse, but we'll see when he gets down there. Question in chat, does Fire Rod put Aga in Logic? The answer is no, it has to be Lamp specifically. Granted, if you know the layout of the rooms, you can absolutely use the Fire Rod to help you there, but not logically required without a lamp. Also, it's probably relevant to note that in SMZ3, the Fire Rod doesn't allow you to, like, it doesn't put the lamp in a dark room and then expect you to use the Fire Rod to get it. So, like in the Links to the Past randomizer, it can expect you with advanced item placement to, like, let's say go to Pod and go to the Rupee room, use the Fire Rod, and there's a lamp there. That's not the case in SMZ3. Ooh, Scoop's gonna go for it. Scoop is not gonna go for it. You know what, that's fine. If the X-ray deboost is something you do have to practice, so if you're not confident in it, like, doing it in a race is not the best time to practice. Alright, so Sky's gonna pick up the Ice Beam. And then Sky likes to turn off the Ice Beam because it's, especially in the early game, it is the shoot everything twice beam. Oh, Scoopula is not going to go into Meridia just yet. He's going to pass right on by. Oh, because he hasn't done Crate yet. That makes sense. Yeah, where is Sky going? Doesn't have Dark World access yet, so the only thing here, I guess, would be Sick Kid. Alright, kid, what do you got? Just supers. Not bad, but not the thing you were looking for if you came all the way here. Right, let's see if Scoopula gets this. It's gonna have to... How did that work? That... Okay. Missed the setup, and then got the last shot as Kraid was not in its usual position. That, oof. Sometimes it just happens. All right, so let's see. Where are our runners going to go? Sky is going to go into Meridia, and I like this. Chase the gravity suit, and you can get all the way to Dragon with this loadout, so you might as well. Although he does have to turn Ice Beam back on at some point, because that is required to get through to Batroon. Oh, I guess Sky is farming power bombs. That's what this is. I was confused for a second, because Sky doesn't have Speed Booster, he can't get the item at Main Street. But no, this is just power bombs, which is fine. Especially when you use your last power bomb to break the tube, and you don't have morph bombs, you gotta, gotta find those PBs somewhere. And this might be, yep, this is Meridia, also from Scoopula. Right, just a heart container at Main Street, we don't need that. Oh, Sky did not leave that item on the screen long enough for me to see what it is, but we'll see it in a second on Scoopula's side. Let's see what's at, Crab Supers. That is a third sword, in fact. That's a good one. We like to see tempered early. Meanwhile, Mama Turtle Missile is... Well, we're going to see what Mama Turtle itself is first, and just a missile up there along with a 300 in the wall. Scrupula getting tempered. Strong sword for A Link to the Past, but not a lot we can do with it right now because we do not have Dark World access. We are missing a Moon Pearl. Which means on the off chance that there's a lamp somewhere and there's a Moon Pearl on the pyramid ledge, then Ag is probably dead. Alright, so both of our runners are going to do another gravity jump, this time to get into, well, get past Mount Everest, because Mount Everest is the room that they're currently in. And that looks good on Sky's end. He'll have to do one more of those. And there it is. Question chat, are gravity jumps in logic? Yes, they are. In hard logic, gravity jumps are expected. So even though we found one suit early, we are doing some required hard logic tricks, which, you know, it's always nice when you get like the easy hard logic stuff. All right, so there's our Moon Pearl, there's our Dark World access, and there's another bottle for our troubles. So now the question's gonna come up is, do our runners stay in Meridia and go to Dragon, or do they wait until they get a better fight and just go to Dark World? So right now there's a lot of Old World they can do. They don't have too much in terms of dungeon clears. Like, they can get to Thieves Town, but we don't even know what the crystals and pendants are. Yeah, Thieves Town is the only dungeon clear we have at the moment. So, at this point, Dark World is just overworld clears for items. Alright, Sky is going to attempt the snail clip, which is also another possibly logically required thing to do, but no progression here. But there can be a speed booster here, or if there's progression here, speed booster could be behind that too, but not relevant for tonight. And Scoopial also gets the snail clip, no problem. And let's see what's in the right sandpit first. It's just a power bomb, which Sky's gonna get, which implies that he's gonna keep whatever this is and or go to Shack Tool. And an E-Tank. Meanwhile, Scoopy is going to give us the left sandpit, and Sky is also going to follow suit. Because if you check the right side, you might as well check the left side right away. Just get both of those in quick succession. Super and a 20, so nothing in the sand pits tonight. Jack Tool is going to remain a big old question mark. It is not logically accessible just yet. But can be obtained with just an Ice Beam and Gravity Suit. He was going to reset out of the right sand pit, so also not going to go to Shack Tool, which is reasonable. It is a long trick, and Ike's Puyo is not free in terms of a clip, especially if you're missing high jump and or X-ray. Ooh, all right. All right, Sky, I like it. All right, so this is a save. He's got 530. That should be enough to get to Bubble Mountain. But I don't know if he did, no, he did not do Ice Beam, or if he did, he didn't get to Crumble Tower. All right, he died coming back from Ice Beam, so he has to go to Crumble Tower first. All right, Scoopy's going to try the Metroid clip again. There it is. Just got to jump through it. There you go. The Metroid clip is logically expected, so if you're playing hard mode, you should know how to do that. But to be fair, there's a lot of things in hard mode that you just hope never come up. And luckily, we haven't had any of those tonight. Because the Morph Ball could be in some really bad places. Like behind Croc at Indiana Jones missiles. That's not a good place for Morph. Ooh, that's a nice space jump there at Batuni. So if our runners were worried about getting out of Dragon, they're fine now. They could have gravity jumped out, but now it's trivial. Alright, Sky's back in Link to the Past. Probably gonna do Hype Cave, Pyramid, maybe Catfish, question mark. I would like a map check, though. I would like to know what our dungeons are. Just missiles in Hype Cave along with King Samari. We like that. Arrow extension, bombs, and some blue clothing. Alright, there's our map check. Pendants are TR and Thieves Town. Reds are Mire. Tokens at Pod. So remember that thing I said about the fire rod being required? Well, unless there's something in the back of Skull Woods or a little deep within TR, that fire rod's probably doing nothing. Alright, so Scoopia has to do ammo fight since we are lacking in charge beam, grapple beam, X-ray, and speed booster, so just use missiles. Meanwhile, Sky is gonna dig up a heart container. And down goes Dragon. Behind Dragon, we got just missiles, which Scrupula will pick up, giving him a total of 95-40. Mother Brain ammo is minimum 40-60. Let's see. For every super you're down by, you need 3 missiles. So if you are short 20... Ooh, there's a high jump. You like to see that. And that actually makes Bubble Mountain accessible through a Hell Run. So let's see where Scrupula decides to go next. Yeah, so if you're down 20 supers, you need 60 extra. So yeah, 140 is the math. I cannot math and talk at the same time. It's just not a skill that I have. Alright, Scrupula is electing to just get out and go to A Link to the Past. Meanwhile, Sky is going to go into Green Pendant Skullwoods. It is... Yes, it is full clearable. It is a Green Pendant, though. So, there's going to be 2 items in the dungeon plus 1 on Green Pendant. Let's see what Sky comes up with. Guy elects not to steal the key because he got one in the center chest. Alright, let's see what's in the front. Meanwhile, Scrupula is going to go to Catfish. No mirror, so he is hard isolating Zora. Alright, first item in Skullwoods is Half Magic. We like to see the safeties come up, especially early. It's an extra 5 arrows that Scrupula says no thank you to. And let's see where he's going to go now. Ooh, the mountain. Ooh, is this back to Norfair? And the second item in Skullwoods was nothing, and ooh, that's a Mitz. There's a Mitz on the bumper ledge. We are looking for a cape to get that. Alright, Sky's gonna start Village of Outcasts at C-shaped house. Just bombs, though. And Scrupula is going to start on the Hell Runs. First with Ice Beam and Crumble Tower. If this is nothing, which we know it is, Scrupula can reset back to the save at Business Center. And he's got enough energy to get to Bubble Mountain along with High Jump. Question chat, where was Space Jump? Space Jump was at Botwoon E-Tank. Oh, and I missed that the cape is at Brewery, so that is a really convenient Mitz. Alright, Sky's gonna dip into Pendant Thieves Town. It's an easy 4 items in the front, and hopefully you get a lot of items in the front. You get a max of 3, since one of them has to be the big key, which they already has. One of those items is a 300. And it looks like Scrupula is going to attempt the Bubble Mountain Hell Run. Oh, Oh, he's so fancy. I usually just drop down there, but nope, you can just morph ball. You could just morph ball above that. That's fine too. Second item is a red rupee. And the third item's the bow. That is a fantastic front of Pendant Thieves Town. And Sky's gonna elect to keep going. So we are, if you ignore the lamp as a requirement and you can just do the rooms in the dark, that is a fully clearable pod and Eastern. But Sky elects to get the fourth item, so let's see if it is worth. Meanwhile, Scupula is in Bubble Mountain. Let's see what he chooses to do. He can get to pretty much everything. Good mobility with space jump, high jump. He did take a save, so if there's nothing here, he can just reset back. And a missile pack and a single green rupee is as bad as as it could be. Just a compass in the attic. Looks like we're going down. We haven't found the small key yet. So the small key is not in blind cell. That means it has locked itself in the big chest. And Scoopia is going to go to the speed booster area. Going to farm up first because without speed booster, you're losing. I think it tanks just to get there. So you need at least 4 to survive the trip. Although maybe that's just me. Okay, so small keys, so that means time to check the big chest. If it's a map, we go to the boss to get the last item. Otherwise, we have 4 items and it's a regular pendant. So unless pet is something, then we're done here. We are done here, but Sky elects to keep going. That is... Oh, no, this is a death warp. Okay, cool. I was going to say, like, ooh. With TR being a pendant, there's not a lot that pedestal can be that's relevant. So doing a ped play is just... is a little out there. But luckily, Sky's not doing that. All right, Sky's gonna go straight back up to Bumper Ledge to get a Titan's Mitts. And then we'll see what he wants to do. Let's see, if I am reading items correctly, if he has mitts, flippers, and hammer, that is a full clearable ice. Scoop did not die. He took a reset because the items at Speed Booster were nothing, and it would have been... it was easier just to reset than it was to go back and refill. But the thing about checking Wave Beam is that it's an expensive hell run. It takes at least 4 tanks to do. And if you get hung up there, you end up taking a lot more damage just because of how, like if you fall down this room, you end up spending a lot of time trying to get back up, even if you, if you didn't have space jump. All right, charge is pretty good, so he's probably keeping whatever this is. Yeah, get your blue clothes, sure. Like, with the items that Scoop has, Space Jump and Wave Beam, getting through Double Chamber is just super easy. So, that Hell Run could take a lot more out of you. Now, what's a little... Let's see what Scoop wants to do here. Is this going to be a croc play? This is probably a croc play. Or it's just going down to the... Oh, it's just going to be more farming. I don't know. If you're going to farm, I would think you just want to go to the Nutella recharge room and just go there, but... Yep, who am I to say? Anyway, as expected, Sky is going to go to Ice Palace, having all the items needed to full clear it, and it is a required dungeon. It is the sensible play to make. And he did stop at the potion shop to get some potions as a backup, and that's always good. Alright, Scoop is going to go to Croc. Let's see what he's got for us. First item in Ice Palace is just extra arrows. Down goes Croc. Let's see, the first item behind him is an Ice Rod, which, of course, it was an easy Ice Rod to find. It's a pendant TR. That's always how it goes. Oh, I have to think now. We have a fully clearable Thieves Town. We have a fully clearable Skullwoods. And I think between both runners, I think we have a fully clearable TR. The next question is, what could PED be that we would care about? Area. Mirror for Swamp. Boots. Thankfully not Hookshot, because we just found that nice. But yes, this is hard settings. So the hard settings just impact Super Metroid logic, not A Link to the Past logic. Alright, let's see what else is behind Croc. It's another bottle. In these settings, Varia is not required to get the item behind Crocomire. So it was in logic without Varia. So Varia can be on PED. I guess we are also missing a medallion for TR, but I guess we'll see what that is when we get there. Alright, so this guy's going to take that hookshot and go to the east side of the mountain, which is going to be good because he already has the mitts, so he can also do the rest of Dark Death Mountain, which is a whole bunch of other items. Scoopy is going to take a Spazer, which gives him a new route beam once he decides to turn ice back on. By getting an extra heart and a better shield for his first 2 checks in Paradox Cave. Next is another 5 items. Alright, Scoopio looks like it's going to go to Spike Cave. Sky getting a reserve tank, a actual E-tank. Another heart container that looked like the Sank heart. And some more junk. Ooh, that ether could be something. On the floating island, we've got a red rupee. We do not care about that. Alright, Sky is going to do Hera first, and that makes sense. Alright, first item in Hera is a 300. Would be nice, but we're pretty much done with money at this point, so no need to pick it up. This has to be a small or the big key. It's a big key. So Sky knows how to Hera pot. He can now go upstairs without having to go through the first 2 floors of the dungeon. And successful Hera pot. And that's our second item, so we do not care about what's in the basement, and it's time to beat up Moldworm. Tempered Sword Spin and a Tempered Sword Slash is enough to finish up the fight. And Sky gets crystal number 3 for his troubles. Meanwhile, Scupula is in Skull Woods. Sky was here earlier. We know that there is nothing in the front of Skull Woods. We haven't seen the back yet, and I don't know if we've seen both items either. But we do know that there is a Mitz hanging out on Bumper Ledge and a cape in Village of Outcasts. Scupula bombs open the wall, thinking he was going to get the large magic refill, but then just decided to walk into a wall master instead. I'm assuming Scupio stopped at the potion shop to get a green potion, because you can't get potions in bottles in the wild in SMZ3. Oh wait, no, he did Waterfall Fairy. Forgot about that part. Alright, so Scupula is going to go to the back of Skullwoods. This will be new for us. This guy has to reset the room. Missed the hookshot clips, so have to do this again. There it is. Yep, that's how you do that. There's a mushroom in Super Bunny Cave. We'll have to see what that is later. Just a map on Mothula and a green pendant for Scrupulous Troubles. So he hasn't been to the... No, actually he has been to Saha, but he hasn't been to Eastern yet. So when Scupio goes into Village of Outcasts, if he decides to go to Thieves Town, he'll find the bow in front of Thieves Town, and he can route in... He can route in the green pendant turn-in when he does Eastern. Doesn't look like there was anything important in Hookshot Cave, so now it's time for Sky to check the TR medallion, and it is Quake, which we already have. Can't get to it right now since we don't have a mirror, but through what we know, that is a fully in logic Turtle Rock, and it is also, by my count, a fully in logic pedestal. Sky is electing to go to Eastern, and that's perfectly fine. You've got a bow, and if you know how to do the dark rooms, then that is a fully clearable Eastern. All right, there's half magic for Scoop. First item in Eastern is a piece of heart. Scupula gets his Mit's knowledge. This guy's going to hook shot over to get the big key in Eastern. Now here's an interesting little thing. Scoopio's going to get this cape, and if he connects the dots, he should know that pedestal's in logic, because he'll know that TR is in logic. Assuming he goes up to TR, then he sees that he can get in. So I will be very interested to see what Scoopula does once he has the knowledge that ped is pullable. Granted, he does have to go into Thieves Town without that knowledge first. But he's electing not even to go into Thieves Town, he's just going to go straight for the mitts. Which is, you know, you chase after the thing that you know. But we know that there's a bow waiting in Thieves Town, so we'll see if he decides to come back for it, but could be a bit. think that's the third item in Eastern, and that is the final medallion. So we are good on medallions. Doesn't matter what Misery Mire is. But Scupula is going to head into Thieves Town and will be rewarded, assuming he goes and finishes up the front. Uh-oh, Sky, thank you. Okay, so Scupula takes a death in Thieves Town. I assume he got the bow? And I would assume he got the mitts if he's heading this way. Yep, he does in fact have mitts. Right, so he's doing hammer pegs, and this is new for us. Meanwhile, Sky is going to head on over to Pod, which is another fully clearable dungeon. Scupula just finds a piece of heart at hammer pegs. Nothing doing there. Right, so it looks like Scupula's going to do Dark World Overworld now, so this is going to be Dig Game, and then we'll see if he wants to do Mirrorless Smith Chain, which is just awful, but you know, we could have the progression. Alright, small key in the first chest of Pod means we can go through the front. Meanwhile, looks like Scupula is also going to head over to, well, first doing Hype Cave. Would not be surprised if he goes to Pod next. Hoping he spikes a mirror just to go straight to Eastern right after. Alright, on Sky side, there was a blue boomerang in the bridge chest and a small key. And next we're going to go to the right side. Scupula decided to save and quit. Ah, this is going to be a green pendant turn-in. This makes sense if you... No, it is not a green pendant turn-in, just kidding. Is this Ice Palace? Yep, this is Ice Palace. I don't think Sky has the big key yet, so can't go straight to the back and go to Helmosaurus, so he's gonna have to deal with these guys and then make his way to the back, or go back to the lobby and, oh, right, the vanilla big key chest. Wasn't counting small keys in the front. I don't know if that was the fourth one. Wait, no, he used 2 keys, so that's 5 in the front. Okay, that's not a... It is not often you see more than 4, but there are a minimum of 4 keys in the front of pod. There can be more. And then the rest of the keys are in the back, but specifically not in the dark maze. Alright, so that's 1 key, so we know everything else has to be an item. So lamp is logically required for this, but if you know where the torch is, you can just shoot it with a fire rod. Shovel, which we know cannot be the lamp, and there's your big key. So Sky's going to hammer jump here. Not specifically required, but it is good for routing, and because normally you just want to go through the dark maze and then end at the big chest and then mirror out. But if you don't have the mirror, doing this makes sense since you don't have to double back through the maze. You could just go from the back to the front. There are 2 chests here, 1 at each of the corners. There's a compass, and I have not been counting items. I don't think we've seen a map yet. Anyway, Scoopula is going to show us a neat little trick about the fire rod and ice beams. And sword beams. If your sword beam hits at the same time as the fire rod shot, you can damage Cold Stare in the first phase. And that's just a neat trick about this game. Alright, so Sky got the last item out of the dark maze. I don't know if that's the last item in pod, but now he's going to make his way to Helmosaur King by going through Harmless Hellway, but not really harmless because he decided to just go straight through. Alright, Scoopula, where are you head? Is this green pendant turn in? Alright, let's see if the Skullwoods dip was worth it. Not really. It could come in handy if Varia is in a bad spot, and he wants to Crystal Flash the entire way through Lower Norfair, but it is likely not the case that the power bombs are going to be the most useful thing. Alright, Sky's putting the fire rod to good use, lighting up the turtles room, because doing this room in the absolute dark is a nightmare. Those turtles go wherever they want, and you can only damage them when they are on their back, and you have no idea if they're on their back if you can't see them. That is a Helmasaur King down for Sky. And Helmasaur King has the map and a Ridley token. Sky elects not to save and quit, as instead going to go somewhere else. Where you going, Sky? Is this Pyramid? Has Sky not done Pyramid? I'm guessing not. Just missiles, so that is a save and quit. Ooh, this is neat. So Sky is using all of his magic because he is going to fake powder, because he has the Cane of Samaria and the mushroom. So the way this trick works is the game's a little dumb when it comes to this particular interaction. So Sky's going to use the Cane of Samaria without magic. The game's going to yell at him, and then while the game is yelling at him, he's going to switch over to the mushroom, which is also the same menu spot that the powder is in. So then, for some reason, the game thinks he's using powder. But it's just an E-Tank. This guy's heading down. Oh, this is Shovel Spot. Okay. So Sky really does not want to go to Croc. Or the mountain. So Scoop is leaving Eastern, and he is on his way, presumably to Pod. This guy's heading back to the potion shop. Is he just going to re-up? Oh, this is just actually checking the mushroom. That makes sense. Well, that's a good one. All right, so we've got a flute. So that is now easy Mire access. Provided Sky goes to activate the flute, which he is going to do right now. And there's a duck. And with the mitts, this is an easy... Nope, just kidding. He's going to check the Desert Ledge, which is nothing, and Gina, and then probably Flute to 6 again, and go to the Mire area. Yep, Sky's going to walk out of Agina and probably Flute 6 and then go to Mire. As long as Mire is not Ether, that is a fully clearable Mire. We'll check Mire's shed first. It's a quick 2 checks. For a grapple beam. Oh boy. That grapple beam says go to Shack Tool. Oh, and Mire is Ether, so Sky cannot get in. But Scoopula can once he gets there. Alright, so I believe only this one check is in Logic and Hard. And that's a really good one. That is Speed Booster. So, at the moment, that is just Waterway that we care about, because Main Street wasn't anything. Alright, so Sky is going to face Gold Torizo without a suit, so he is losing energy as the fight goes on, but he has plenty of supers to clean it up pretty quickly. But it is only a blue rupee, and I assume it was junk over at, yeah. So, good to get those 2 checks out of the way, but they were not important. And Sky is going to have to head back up into the refill room. Get your energy back. Or not. Meanwhile, Scupula cleaning up, in the middle of cleaning up Pod. All right, Sky's heading back into Super Metroid. Where does he want to go? Scupula's getting a little bit bullied in the Dark Maze. Gets both items. May have been taking damage intentionally, like intentionally, unintentionally, but there's avoids the refill and is able to complete the Death Warp. And there it is. So he'll go back to the start of the dungeon and we'll be able to just go to the boss. I don't know if we saw criteria power bombs before, but it is confirmed that it is nothing. See if Sky wants to push Speed Booster immediately by going to Waterway, and that looks like that's where he's going because he has already done everything down here. Oh, he can also check Criteria Supers, because that is also speed locked. And we didn't scout this yet, so this will be a brand new check for us. It's silvers. It's not bad. It's a nice little quality of life item for sure. Not required progression, but does make your things faster. While Scupula is in the turtle room in Pod, also using the Fire Rod, as you'd expect, to make that room super easy. And Sky is going to go to Waterway, and we'll see if that Speed Booster is required progression. Oh, what a speedball that was. That was nice. Alright, that is a Helmosaur King down for Scupula, and we are about to see if Waterway is the answer. Oh yeah, it is. That's a mirror. Alright, that's one less thing that Pedestal could be, and it is now a fully clearable Swamp Palace and a whole bunch of other checks. Also a fully clearable desert as well. Wait, no, that's a lie. We don't have boots. So it's a maybe clearable desert. All right, Scupula is taking the hookshot and going over to Death Mountain. Sky is also going to take that grapple beam and do the other check that grapple beam unlocks. Well, I mean, Space Jump also unlocks this, but Sky has not been to Badwoon E-Tank yet, so does not have a Space Jump, but does have a grapple beam to check X-Ray. Just a hard piece, so that's a skip. Alright, Scoopy's going to head over to Hera. That is fully clearable. And we'll see if he wants to go into TR. This will be interesting, because if he goes into TR, he can full clear it. Alright, let's see how much Sky wants to do here. Alright, so Sky's going to go to 7. Yeah, this is Swamp, right? Yeah, this has got to be Swamp. And that's another crystal down for Scoopula. That gives him a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 5. Spring Ball in Swamp. Not particularly interesting since we got Gravity Suit way early. Sky get a Specky Clip by laying the bomb exactly there and then backing into it. It sets you up on the exact pixel that you need to be able to hook shot through the rail without having to open the floodgates and swim across. Next is an E-Tank. Not too much there. It looks like Swoopia is going to go open up TR. decide if he wants to head in. I'd be surprised if he didn't, especially since you have all the tools you need to clear it. He will be leaving behind Mimic Cave, though, and that's a little bit of a scare because we know that the mirror is accessible. So whatever is at Mimic Cave is in logic. But Scoopy will have to leave that behind, and hopefully it's nothing important. So at this point, our go mode is... It's just Varia, isn't it? And that's even just a question mark too, because depending on your skill level and your E-Tank loadout and your ammo and such, like you might be... Oh, never mind. Just never mind. What if the game just gave us the item as I was talking about it? Now, Scooby has to keep going because he's looking for a mirror that would give him swamp access. So, mirror is Scoopio's go mode. While at this point, Sky's looking for Varia, and he has to make his way to TR, which he can do, but he may be disincentivized without having the ice rod first. So we have to sort of figure out when he's gonna make his way back to the mountain. All right, so what the progression is going to look like from here is that Scoopio is going to full clear Pendant TR, not going to find the mirror. He is then probably going to go full clear Norfair. All right, there's also Boots. That is a good call, Diamethus, who is our tracker for tonight. Everyone give props to Diamethus, because without somebody clicking the buttons, we don't have a restream, and we can't watch these two runners do SMZ3 things, and that'd be a shame. Also, if you're not following these runners, go follow these runners. They're very good at the video game, and if that's not a reason to follow somebody, I don't know what is. All right, that's another crystal down for Sky, giving him a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6? Wow, okay. So, do you know what the last crystal is? Oh, it's Meyer. Okay. Alright, so at this point, Sky is now going to do mirror checks because chase the progression you just got. And we unfortunately know that Varia is not going to be anywhere around here. Alright, a book is interesting. That's a couple of more checks. And if Sky didn't already have the mirror, that would also be desert access. But he already had desert access because flute and mirror and mint. So on Scoopula's end, he doesn't have the lamp, but he is going through the dark room in TR, and I just want to just note and just call out that he was able to get to like the middle, I'm going to call it island that had the full magic and the 2 hearts, and that is a very precise timing on when you have to hit right in order to go in that direction, because there's like a thing on either side of that if you hit it too early or too late, you're not getting there. So you have to have that timing down pretty good in order to hit that island. Anyway. Oh, Sky also needs ether, which I forget where that was. So Sky needs both Varia and ether. And we'll see in a second if he also needs boots. We might need boots. We logically need boots. But if the big key is here, then we kinda don't. We need boots. Alright, so never mind the go mode nonsense. Sky is down a ether and a boots. And Scupula is down a mirror and a boots. That is appended down for Scupula. And he'll continue on. He's going to clean up Hookshot Cave. I think he already did Spike Cave, so this will be the last thing that he needs on the island. On the mountain. Unless Mimic Cave ends up being something, which at this point it's Scupula's last location. Like, he is not gonna check. He is not going to beeline Mimic Cave once he comes up across the mirror. Like, there's a whole bunch of other things you would do first. Like, that's the last thing you do. Meanwhile, Sky is going to head over to the Dark Shopping Mall, which is where our Meridia portal is located. So he'll be going to Dragon soon enough. Scupula was rage slashing at one of the checks in Super Bunny. I think that was probably... I forget what that top one was. Oh, it was the shroom. That makes sense. Alright. With a Varia suit in tow, Scupula is going to go places. Sky getting a space jump. Already has Spring Ball, so going through here is super easy. So Sky's Dragon fight is going to be a touch easier than Scoop's, since Sky will have Speed Booster and Grapple. It's really Grapple that's going to make this easier. Right, but Scupula is doing what I expected, and he is going to go to Lower Norfair. Except he's going to take the southern route to get there, and, you know, that's fine. Alright, so Scupula will come across the mirror as he is doing the checks down here, but he may also come across the boots, which he doesn't know yet, but he'll also need. Alright, so Sky missed the quick grapple. We'll have to wait for Dragon to drag him across there, but not before she gets her kicks in. And that's a shrimp down for Sky. Oh. Scupula is not going to the screw attack area. He's just going to leave those 3 checks behind, and he doesn't know it yet, but that is going to cost him. He may end up checking it from the mire area because it's easy to get to. But without the flute, like... I'm wondering if he's planning to do everything in Lower Norfair and then double back and then reverse acid dive and then just go back to the mire area because he doesn't have the flute, so he may think like he has to end the route there. We'll see in a moment. Well, in a few moments. What Scupula's plan is. I mean, I guess that has to be it because if he already did Croc. Yeah, he already did all the Norfair checks, so the only things left here is Lower Norfair, so it is very conceivable that he clears out Ridley and then goes through Amphitheater the other way and then just ends in the mire area. Over at Plasma, it's just a missile. I don't think Sky's saved, so he does have to clear this room. He has Speed Booster, which can get it done, but that pirate has to be pretty much as far to the left as you can get it in order to have enough room to get the Shine Spark. Okay, there we go. So that's one down. Now you've got a whole bunch of other pirates that you need to do that exact same thing in order to get a Shine Spark to murk them. All right, there's one left. By the by, if you are having issues practicing your short charge, this room is the perfect room to practice in. Because if you can get that short charge, you're pretty good for everything else. Like, the only tighter short charge is probably the post-croc jump room, which is where the Indiana Jones missile is, and that's where Morph Ball can be in some instances in Hard Logic. And that's a Ridley down for Scupula. Meanwhile, Sky is going to check Shaq Tool. And Ridley was our last token. And there's our Plasma. So now we have the full beam combo. All right, Shack Tool, what do you got? Nothing of great value, but like we had to know that, right? Like we know where our go mode item, well, I guess we were hoping it was the boots, but couldn't be that, right? The game would never put the boots on Shack Tool, right? Alright, so Scooby's going to clean up Lower Norfair, and then I expect he's going to double back and go to the mire area. Yep, there was definitely an old seat that had boots on Shack, and I might have played at least one of those. Wow. Saying no to the lamp. Couldn't be me. Alright, as expected, Scooby is going to turn around. And will be making his way to the mire area. Alright, Scupula is through the acid. It's now going to go to Mickey Mouse and intentionally fall down. There's an ice rod for Sky. Alright, Scooby-Doo's gonna head on down and has 12 chances to do the green gate glitch. And there it is. Even if he failed it, he still has space jump, so he could just go around the normal way, but that takes time, and who's got time for that? Right, there's a speed booster for Scupula, and not a lot of energy in reserve, so it should probably refill. And then he'll check the 2 items here, and this is a pretty quick Golterizo fight. Full beam combo. Well, it's really plasma that does it, but the full beam will just make this cake. Like, charged plasma is really the thing you're looking for. All right, so the next step for Scupula is he's gonna full clear Mire. And, well, not desert because we don't have boots. He'll find that out soon enough. But Scupula will be able to get into Mire and clear it. So if the boots are there, he can just... Well, can't go to desert. Doesn't have the mirror yet. Alright, well, this is going to be new information for us. So if boots are here, super. Alright, Sky is going to now go into Bubble Mountain. This will be his first trip there. Meanwhile, Scupula is at Mire. 2 items here. So the boots cannot be in GT because they are required for desert. And in the combo randomizer, you cannot have any progression for Metroid tokens in GT in 774. Boots can be on ped, that is correct. Scoopy is going to go back and hit the switch because we need to in order to check that chest. Alright, if this is... It's an item, so no hints as to what is at cutscene chest. Although it is one item, so that means there's only one left. So yeah, there was some divergence, especially like towards the mid game. Couldn't tell you exactly when, but you can see the result of that divergence now is that Scupula is looking for a mirror and boots, and Sky is looking for a Varia and boots. We have not seen boots yet, but we know that Varia is in the first chest of TR, and we know that the mirror is at Waterway. Alright, Scupula is making his way through the dark rooms in Mire. seems to be doing pretty well. Just got through the hard rooms, so now it just has to hit this switch. And then in the next room, bomb the wall to the north. Hit the switch in that room. And then proceed forward. This guy's back on the mountain. Meanwhile, Scrupul's in the Vitreous fight. He's got a cape. Got a butter sword. Should be a pretty easy fight, and then it's just 8 arrow shots for a map. So if we've done item counting correctly, I think the last item is on cutscene, because I think we only saw one. Yep, Scoopio's going to go back for it. All right, and there's Ether for Sky. So that is Mire access, which is easier for Sky to get to because he already has the flute, but I would suspect the reason why Scupula is going back for the item in the cutscene chest is because he does not have the flute. So getting back here would mean going back through Lower Norfair, which is not a trip you want to make more than once. Alright, Sky's heading to the mountain. If he goes to TR, he'll have his Varia suit, and we'll be able to get eyes on Mimic Cave. Oh, we also get to see Ether Tablet as well, because Scupula did not have the book on his first trip. In fact, he does not have the book. Well, Ether Tablet's not the answer. And X-Ray is in the cutscene chest, so that's not the answer either. Let's see where Scupula wants to go from here. He did recently get the speed booster at Screw Attack. And not much else. He's going to the Dark World, though. Where are we? Are we going back to Meridia? Okay. Sky's gonna open up TR. Oh, this is Big Bomb. Okay. This is also a new check for us. Yeah, Mire was the other 5/6 crystal, so this is as soon as you can do it. Now, I would hope that Sky continues in the dungeon, doesn't just stop at Varia. Because it would be extremely reasonable to stop at Varia, but we know that that's not the answer. Over at Pyramid Fairy, we've got a heart piece and a heart container. So that's not it. Where does Scupula want to go now? Is catfish? Didn't he already do this? I mean, he didn't get the item, but I think he did see this, right? Yeah. He just realized, wait, I did this already. Alright, so Sky is going to continue on in Turtle Rock. It'll be a full clear. There won't be any other important items unless they are in Mimic Cave. Because if they're in Mimic Cave, that is new information. And if it's the boots, then Sky's in Go mode and in really good shape. Scrupula is going to do smith things without the smith. And he'll just check Magic Bat instead. Yeah, we know Smith is nothing, but Sky is going to show us Mimic Cave in a few seconds, and we'll see if this was the answer. Thankfully for Scrupula, Mimic Cave was not the answer. So Sky is going to clear out the rest of Turtle Rock. And then he'll be left with the same amount of choices. Well, he'll have a Varia suit, so he'll be going straight to lower Norfair. Mushroom turn in for Scrupula gives him a flute. And I think he is now going to go back to Zora because he did leave this behind. He did everything else in the Zora area besides King Zora because he didn't have enough money on the first go-around. Correct. We have not seen Graveyard Ledge or King's Tomb. So we know King's Tomb cannot be the answer because King's Tomb requires boots. But we have not seen Graveyard Ledge because the mirror was extremely recent. And it is unfortunately the most isolated thing because we had to go to Bumper Ledge to get our mitts. So you'd have to really make the commitment to go to Graveyard Ledge at this point. All right, Scrupula's going to go and activate a flute now, surely. While Sky is going to go to Trinex and get a pendant out of it. Both runners did do powder. Scoopula just did it, and Sky did fake powder before. So we know that's not it. Ah, right. That is correct. The good thing about doing fake powder is that once you find powder, you don't have to check it because you already checked it. Anyway, that's another pendant for Sky. Giving him his first one, he went into Thieves Town but didn't complete it, and he didn't go to the back of Skull Woods, but he's got to know that that ped's in logic. But he also knows that he can now do Lower Norfair, so it probably makes the most sense just to go to Lower Norfair because that's required. Unless Sky is doing the thing where you go to Skull Woods and then you mirror and then check. This is a pet check. This has to be a pet check. It can't be anything else. Is the pedestal our answer? Sky's in go mode. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Thank you, chat. Boots on ped. So yeah, an early pedestal leads to this. All right, so Scoopula is taking a save below the Meridia tube, which usually telegraphs a shack tool check. All right, so Sky is now going to clear Thieves Town, clear Skull Woods, and then get a boots, and then it's clear desert, and then go to Mire. Scoopula is going to check X-ray first. He may then reset and then go check Shack Tool and then reset when that's nothing. All right, Scoopula opts not to reset and just chooses to continue. Oh, I see. Okay, that makes more sense. So it's check X-ray and then also check Waterway, reset if it's nothing, which we know he's not going to reset because he's going to pull a mirror out of here. And that mirror will let him check Swamp Palace, which he will full clear, and that's not the answer. That's a blind down for Sky, giving him pendant number 2. And next, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump over to Skull Woods, where he will get pendant number 3. And then it's just mirror and get boots. Right, so it is likely that Scupula is going to get the silvers on his way up to Criteria. Because he is still looking for boots, and he's not going to find it in Criteria Supers, but he will find silver arrows. And that's a silver arrows for Scupula. Fun facts about Mothula and the Gold Sword. Mothula does not take damage to the spikes. The Gold Sword does spike damage. But in the randomizer, the Gold Sword does a little bit less than spike damage so that Mothula actually gets hit by it. That is the green pendant for Sky, and that is his third and final pendant, giving him the ability to pull the Master Sword pedestal and get what we know is the Pegasus boots, required for Desert Palace. Then he'll be able to clear that and Mire, and then go to Ganon's Tower, beat Ganon, and then go to Mother Brain. Scupula getting the bad news that the boots are required, and there they are. Ah, yes. Sky also has to do lower Norfair as well, but that is a pretty quick beeline to lower Norfair. Right, so Scupula isn't so much avoiding the pen check, it's just he doesn't have the book, so he can't confirm what the pen actually is. Like, there is a world where you beeline Ped because you got your Fire Rod, Ice Rod, Hammer, Keen of Samaria, and the TR Medallion early, and Thieves Town and Skull Woods are really easy. But like if that's your play, then like you're committing to that early. Like if you're like, you don't decide just to go for Ped, 2 hours and something into the race. Like if your pedestal access was like at like an hour 30, which it was for our runners, then if you're gonna make that play, you had to make it right there. But that is not the case here. So until Scoopula gets a book to confirm what Ped actually is, he's not doing that play. He's just gonna do the crystal dungeons and the required dungeons that he can, which the seed has been giving him like the steady access to it. Like he just got the mirror, so now he can do swamp. We know that's not the answer, but after this, he'll know, okay, where do we go from here? I forget where the book was, but once he finds it, he may decide, all right, time to check it. All right, that's another dungeon down for Sky. Next is going to go to Meyer. If I remember correctly, the big key I think is in the lobby chest, so it's not the best Meyer, but it's not a cutscene chest, so it's not the worst Meyer either. It's an Argus down for Scoopula. I guess the big key was not in the lobby. That was a small key. Scoopula's gonna go back in. I assume there are items on the left side, and Scoop does not want to leave those behind. Again, Sky will have to do this in the dark, does not have the lamp, has not even been to Lower Norfair to even try to get it. Scoopula, however, did see the lamp and then decided, no, I don't want it, and then had to do Meyer and TR in the dark. Or maybe just Meyer. He might have already done TR. A good diver down on Scupula's end, and Sky is doing the Dark Room in Meyer. Again, these are tricks you got to practice. These are like, you know, just randomizer things. It is not easy. There it is. Sky was caught in the I'm gonna call it the maze, but it's more like like 4 different columns, and you can easily get lost in not know where you are, especially in the dark. Alright, left side swamp was not the answer, as we kind of expected, because we know where all the items are. Well, we know where the items where we need. We know where the items we need are. Words. Alright, silver arrows. Should be pretty easy. Alright, there's the book for Scupula. Let's see what he chooses to do with it. And that is the 7th crystal for Sky, but is probably not going to Ganon's tower just yet. Alright, Scoopio's gonna do purple chest. Sky gets the short charge and gets to spark through the pillars. Alright, Scupula is going to check purple chest and then turn that into Bombo's tablet. It is good item cleanup, but it is not going to result in a bolt. Alright, Sky's in Fire Fleas. I'm thinking he's just farming power bombs. He doesn't want the item here or anything going towards the Upper Norfair, Lower Norfair escape. And Scupula, thankfully, is going to take his recently newly acquired book and check the pedestal and get the great news that he needs to defeat the pendant dungeons in order to get the required boots. So Scupula is now in go mode. Thankfully, he already did Turtle Rock, so he does not need to go back there, but he does need to finish up Thieves Town. He's already done Skullwoods, so this should be pretty quick, but he is a Desert Palace behind. And Sky is attempting to Shine Spark through the door and is using up more time than he would have saved if he had just went through the door. So he's already got 30 supers. I guess this is just insurance. He's already got the new beam combo, so like that's not a bad one. All right, good fight on Sky's side. That's a Ridley down. For the final boss token, it's going to leave behind the item behind Ridley, which we know is Plasma, and there's no way for Sky to know that, so we'll not be getting the full beam. But when you're in go mode, it's just get done what you got to get done and just go right to the next thing. So with all the crystals and SM boss tokens taken care of, Sky will be making his way probably to Ganon's tower first. We'll see as soon as he gets back somewhere. And that is a blind down for Scupula, giving him pendant number 3. And he'll be picking up his Pegasus boots in short order. Guy very making it look easy, dodging the first 2 key hunters, and then just tanking through the third one. Plenty of health to spare. Scrupulous throwing a bomb for good measure, and receiving some footwear in exchange. Alright, looks like Sky is going to head over to Ganon's tower first. Let's see where Sky wants to go first. I don't remember what Sky's usual route is for GT. All right, so he's gonna go Hope first. No small key, so you gotta go to the left. Sky is going to take the super missiles, even though he has Charge, Ice Wave, Speezer. I think he's got more than enough supers to handle Mother Brain on its own, just with the supers. But, you know, can't hurt to have extra. And there's your big key. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you were mentally guessing if it was at 5, and you guessed 5, you did it. Scoopial is only going to be a few minutes behind getting to the tower. If he goes left first, he'll save an amount of time. So looks like Scupula decided to go right instead, so won't be saving any time there. Uh-oh. Was one of those a fairy? One of those was a fairy. Alright, Sky is okay. Picking up the fairy there is going to make Land Mode 2 pattern changes a little bit, where two of them come out at the same time, and it's just a whole thing. Scupula can make up some time on the climb if he can avoid the fairy revive. Sky's skipping the full magic refill. That's a little daring. Does get through it and is able to use the full magic refill just before Moldorm 2. The only thing Sky would really be looking for in that spot was Plasma Beam, which we know what that is already, so couldn't have been that. Also could not have been Screw Attack because that was on the Lumberjack ledge behind Acco 1, so really nothing else could have been there. The gross pattern right there. Was technically a double. And that's it. That's a Acca 2 down, and it's time to fight Ganon. Alright, Sky is on gold, sword, silvers, so this fight should be as easy as it's gonna get. That looked like a 1-1 to me. And we're now in phase 3. With Scupula not too far behind. Sky can torch glitch and setting up for a double to finish it up. That is one final boss down, one to go. Get your single G's in chat for Sky, who has completed one game, now has to complete another. Meanwhile, Scupula entering his Ganon fight, not too far behind. And Scupula gets torch glitch with the fire rod, which he had to because he skipped the lamp. Gets 2 doubles, and that is a Ganon down for Scupula. Get your single G's in chat for Scupula. We'll now also go into Super Metroid and go to Turian to fight Mother Brain. I don't exactly know how that Metroid just did not attach itself to Sky, but nevertheless, Sky is through Metroid 3. And one did get latched on, and Sky does not have Morph Bomb, so this has to be 3 Power Bombs to finish up the last Metroid. Meanwhile, Scupula has entered Turian and is getting into Metroids 1. Just smooth. We like to see that. And here's Sky, about to meet with the baby Metroid. Does get grabbed though, so we'll have to sit through a cutscene. Let's see if Scupula attempts the baby skip. Looks like Scupula is damaging down, so the skip is probably not in the cards. This is eloquently known as the baby skip skip. And Sky opting to go with the even more eloquently named Zeb Skip Skip. Oh, he's gonna do the not appropriately named Spring Ball Zeb Skip, which requires you to morph and then you clip through the Zeb, and I'm not super sure on how this one works because I've only seen people do it. I haven't done it myself, so it's whatever. But Sky is just gonna Zeb Skip Skip instead, which you've got plenty of ammo, you're fine. But with that, Scupula has now taken the lead as he is now about to start the Mother Brain 2 fight before Sky. Oh, maybe not? Okay, yeah, Scupula is a couple of seconds ahead. Ooh, this one's gonna come down to the wire. And Scupula has full beam combo, Sky does not, so Sky has to depend on 60 supers to get this done. Meanwhile, Scupula just has to do 20 charge full beam combo shots, and we'll be able to go into phase 3. Scupula is not going to do stand-up glitch, which is fine. Sky looks like he is setting up for it. Sky has set up for stand-up. Let's see if he gets this. This will shave some amount of time from the phase 3 fight. Not as much as if he had plasma, which, again, he could not have known that he was right there, but so it goes. So with stand-up glitch, Sky is able to damage Mother Brain, and this actually does count against phase 3. So when the cutscene ends, Sky will have more damage on his Mother Brain than Scupula will have on his. Let's see if this is enough to make up the difference. And as you can see, Charge Ice Wave Spazer didn't do too much. Like, it's not a zero amount, but it's would have been more if Plasma was there instead of Spazer. Alright, so Scupula. The head drops at 320.59 about. While for Sky, the head drops at 321.15, so about 16 seconds ahead. I didn't mean to make the pun, but, you know, sometimes that happens. Alright, Scupula's on his way out. Oh no, Sky missed the charge. He's gonna have to go back and do it again. Oh, Sky is trying to be fancy by doing Blue Bomber, and, you know, I respect it, but at the same time, you're still racing, so, like, you know, if you don't mind, then whatever. Alright, Scupula is in Parlor. And it's just a few screens away from a win. Well, on stream anyway. Slight spoilers. Everyone get your GGs in chat for Scupula, who finishes first on the restream and second overall with an official racetime.gg time of 3 hours, 22 minutes, and 27 seconds. And who needs credits, am I right? And then also get your GGs in chat for Sky, who finishes second on restream and third overall with an official racetime.gg time of 3 hours, 23 minutes, and 4 seconds. And first in the race was Kaide Rukawa, who finishes at 3:08:32. Let's see if we can get our runners in here for a little bit of chit chat. And joined in the booth is Sky. GG, Sky. Sky, if you are there, you are muted.
I'm here, sir. I'm just turning my game volume down so I can hear you.
Yeah, no worries. So, what a seed, right?
I thought it was kind of fun, actually. Probably one of the more fun ones I've played recently.
Yeah, I can agree with that because, there wasn't a ton of things that were like in bad places, and like you got some progression in nice spots. The only real wrench in things was a really early accessible ped that actually had an item on it.
Yeah, and I cleared at least the items out of Skullwoods and Thieves Town, even leaving Blind down in the basement, so that was kind of a pain to have to go back down there just to get Blind. I thought about that when I was walking back out in Death Warped, but
Yeah, I would imagine unless somebody was completely like banking on ped to be a thing, like they probably also left behind Thieves Town because there were 3 items in the front. Like, why would you go to the back unless you were either banking on the 4th item or banking on ped? Which, I don't think you guys had Fire and Ice Rod by then because Ice Rod was behind Croc. But then once Ice Rod pops up and then Mitts pop up, it's like, there's a ped. Like it's there. They want it, and like it was really early. It was like at an hour 30 or something like that.
yeah, I wanted to do TR when I first did the mountain, but not having the mirror, it didn't make sense to save and quit and then come back over to do it. So I put that off a little bit, and I didn't have Ice Rod, I think, towards close to the end there.
Yeah, because your Croc was late.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Scoop's gonna get in here, but Scoopula went to Croc pretty early, so he had Ice Rod on the first trip, but he didn't have the mirror because he didn't go to Screw Attack to get that. So he ended up clearing TR, but left behind Mimic Cave. So it's like, if Mimic Cave is something, then that's bad. But that wasn't the case. So like the two of you had much different go modes. Like your go mode was well, besides boots, but your other go mode was Varia. So like it was Varia in boots, and then you ended up going to TR. Scoopula's go mode was it mirror? No, it wasn't mirror. It was boots, and then I think it was mirror. Someone's gonna correct me on that, but it was interesting how they diverged and then came back.
Yeah. Speaking of Thieves Town, part of the reason I wanted to full clear that is because I typically know Scupula doesn't always like to do Village of Outcasts, so I thought maybe, especially after seeing the bow, he might not go to the back, so if that ended up being something worthwhile, I might have had a leg up on him.
Right. Speaking of Scrupula, GG Scrupula.
GG's, nice snipe.
Yeah, GG. Sorry. But what were you looking for at the end there?
Boots were my last thing.
Oh, okay, because it sounded like you were saying you did Back of Thieves. Like,
Well, I did Back of Thieves early, but left blind in the basement. Like I cleared down to the big chest for the fourth item, and then left blind behind. So when I ended up having to go back there, I had to go all the way down to the basement to get blind.
well, and, Great Pendant Adventures, I thought I was going to eat it for not leaving after Varia in TR. Especially
Yeah.
when I see the mushroom right outside, since I didn't clean the porch off before going in the door.
Yeah, that was like. So let me get your thoughts on this, Scrupula, because the pedestal was accessible really early. I think it was like maybe like an hour 30 in, because Fire Rod and Ice Rod were early, and then Hammer, Samaria, and Quake were also just early. So like, normally you'd expect if TR is a pendant, Ped's dead, just because there's so many prerequisites to get into TR. Like Ped can't be anything. But what would, like, did you have it in your head that like Ped wasn't going to be something until you got the book and then checked it?
That's fair to say, I guess, because going through TR, it was mostly Laser Bridge. I didn't go as far in my head as saying, because if it's not TR with all the stuff you need, it must be Swamp. Even though I didn't have a mirror, I could have said that. Been like, well, I'm going through this, but I'm going to miss Mimic Cave, whatever. But no, it was more just, it's like Laser Bridge, might as well do it. And
Gotcha.
then had the Ice Rod from Croc, and that's just it. Those two rods were not in fantastic places, basically catty corners, so I could see anybody not having either one by then.
Remind me where the Fire Rod was?
Top of wreck ship.
Yeah, the Sky missile.
Yes, that was a bad location for that, especially since there was no real good movement item to get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to thank the Hundo Academy, I guess. That and TR and Spike Cave, shout outs, even throw that in there. It usually stands on its own, but to get into mire on that one, well, maybe somebody might leave that.
That was one of my last things I got. I did that after Mirror. I went up and did, what was it? Ether Tablet, and then Spike Cave before going into TR.
So you basically identical inventory minus a plasma beam. Did you just not go behind Ridley? Or?
Sky was in go mode. Yeah.
I was just trying to get out of there at that point. So Plasma was behind Ridley?
Yeah. I wasn't too terribly excited about it because I went to Croc. You know why I went to Croc when I did? Because I wanted a Spazer. I'm like, well.
Yeah, I was actually a little confused there because I got Ice Beam and I was expecting in Hard Logic that to be logical access to Bubble Mountain, but it wasn't. I don't know. I must be confused on the logical requirements there. I thought Ice, or maybe it's because I didn't have Varia. Maybe it's Ice and Varia gets you over there. That makes sense.
I don't know if Ice is logically required, but you guys had Space Jump because that was Bakuni tank.
I didn't have that until quite a bit later because I stopped halfway through Meridia and then went back for. I did Dragon when I needed a minute to kind of think after doing Swamp.
Yeah, it didn't pop up until Space or High Jump or one of them, or both of them. But
it finally popped after Space Jump. I in my head I was thinking after doing the Bryn Loop and getting Ice Beam, I was like, okay, that's probably putting Bubble Mountain in logic, but it didn't light up, so I was a little confused on that.
Yeah, I'm actually with you on that because I was gonna go look now because I thought Sova freezing would be.
That's why maybe it's that with Varia though.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe expect it to take too long for tanks or something.
Maybe. Because I had plenty of tanks. I had 6 or 7, I think, after the Bryn loop. So I could have done it, but I was putting it off. I had plenty of other stuff to do. It was like a little breadcrumb trail leading me from one place to another. I was able to pretty consistently clear dungeons. I want to say, because I found this kind of funny there towards the end, Scupula, I had typed out in the race room chat before we started if you wanted to do a gentleman's agreement to blind pull Ped regardless of the seed. And then it was like I looked away and then the countdown was going, so I deleted it. So that made me laugh when it ended up being required.
All right, so I need to go back to the start of the race because this is kind of funny. You both had identical starts. You both did Houlihan first.
Yeah, we may converse too much a little bit about some stuff. I'm not surprised, I guess.
Yeah, I'm fairly vocal in the Discord about my stance on Houlihan. I think it's worth the 60 seconds it takes, because I've seen people go for 2 to 3 minutes trying to farm bombs on the 50/50s, or, you know, I don't know, trying to get rupees for bottle vendors, or it's 60 seconds. I'm not going to win or lose something big based on that. It's worth doing every time, as far as I'm concerned.
So I will say this, just didn't want to, if I thought about it, so I'll say it. Guess who thought they were in huge trouble because they skipped the $20 at
Right, because you were 15 short when you did your first loop into Zora.
I'm like, I hope there's money, because I picked up every other little chunk of money in there except for that one. Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I was a little worried about Zora. I never got my way back there when I eventually had the money.
Well, it was nothing, so it was fine.
Yeah, got the 20 right back. But I mean, just so yeah, we didn't even talk about waterway. So I mean, all these things in this seed are usually the thing. That's like 1 of 5 in this one. So yeah, it was a little fantastic.
Yeah, it was mirror at waterway, but it was also speed booster at screw attack that I'm pretty sure, like, I'm trying to think about where, like, varies in TR, but
In the front.
like, both of you just went to screw attack, just get the item and get out, which I'm pretty sure is in logic for hard, where, like,
It
as
is.
long as you,
It's in logic as long as you can get to Mire, and I think you've got 2 or 3 tanks or something like that. It's in logic. Just that one, not the GT missiles or supers.
Right.
Yeah, and then I went to waterway and climbed supers first, and then waterway, and then made my way down. I think I went from there to Shack Tool or Plasma. I can't remember. No, I did that after Dragon. Yeah, Shack Tool and Plasma were a big waste of time. I was hoping I'd pull something out of there, especially since you didn't have anything but speed booster for Plasma. That would have been nice.
You moved a little better then, because I left those. I went to save under the Meridia pipe and was like, well, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go this way. But then the stuff showed up. So 50-50, I guess, because it was X-ray waterway climb and then Meridia for those 2 if I didn't get anything there. And then by the end of that, I expected to just be above the ship, because that one's always terrible whenever you don't have the stuff for it right away.
Yeah, I did the opposite direction. I did climb supers first, then to waterway, then went down Bryn, did X-ray. Pretty sure I did Shack Tool right after that.
I thought about it first trip in here with the ice and all that, but I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
All right, but otherwise, it was just a decent seed. It wasn't super trolly. Didn't have any suitless nonsense or what have you. It was fine.
Yeah, I think Sky would rather have that than go to every corner of the galaxy.
I do enjoy me some suitless Meridia. I can do without the hell runs. I'm not as good at avoiding damage as I should be or would like to be. So as well with that.
I guess I did dunk in there when I had the tanks, and just saved everywhere and branched everywhere. So it's like, well, I hope there's something in here. There wasn't. So I guess maybe I lost a little time on that one.
By the time I went there, I think I had 8 or 9 tanks plus 2 crystal flashes, so I didn't really have to do I had to do a little bit of farming my first time down to Speed Booster because I think I only had like 1.5 tanks when I first went up there. And then Crystal Flashed when I came out and did the rest without too much trouble. I didn't have to waste too much time farming, which was nice.
Yeah, I actually reset quite a bit of that. The 3 at reserve, the 2 at speed, so I probably saw something like 260, 70, something like that.
Yeah, overall not a bad seed. I don't think there was any point where you got one item and 80% of the tracker lit up that you could needle in a haystack, try to figure out where to go. It wasn't linear, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it was nice that way, I guess.
Yeah, seemed like it from this end.
Good for TV and all. Like I said, if I'm on the other end of these little close ones, I don't mind. When I'm on the good end, I feel a little bad. So, but I'm glad it was a good show.
Yeah, the end was really exciting. Sky was in Tutorian maybe like a minute ahead of you, and like it just sort of just evened out like towards the end, and yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I was pretty disappointed in my Torian. I screwed up a lot there.
Oh. See, I feel even worse because if you were in there first, but I mean, doing the Zeb skip that everybody does actually took me till just about a month ago to figure out how to do consistently. So yeah, I guess I can say I did okay. Whereas everybody else would say, that's just normal. But
Well, I forgot I turned Spring Ball off. So I tried for the speed skip once, missed that. I don't do the first Zeb skip. That one just never clicked for me. I usually do what's called the Spring Ball Zeb skip on the second one, only I forgot I turned Spring Ball off. So I just stood there not doing anything and then just did the Zeb skip. So that probably burnt a lot of time.
Yeah, it was that, and also during the escape, I think did you blue bomber and it just didn't work, or is that?
No, I got it third try. The first
okay.
two, I've been practicing that lately just for fun. It doesn't
Gotcha.
actually do anything, but it's on Restream. If you can do something cool, why not?
Agreed.
I got that third try, so I was happy with that.
Yeah, shout outs. I learned racing stuff, so I would have done it.
I got the Behe Spark though. Usually I screw that up, so that was fun.
A little too far for that one, but at least I recognized it. So.
All right. Any other thoughts before we wrap this up?
Oh, thanks for staying up for this one.
Yeah, thanks for comms, GG Scoop. Thanks for tracking. It's always fun.
Yep. Thank you both for racing. Much appreciated. Thank you to Diamethus for tracking. Without trackers, we do not have restreams. And thank you all for watching. That's always a great thing because we put on these shows for people to watch them. So we don't have any other scheduled races for SMZ3 this month. We are taking off for the holidays. We will be back in January for some more Super Metroid and A Link to the Past combo randomizer nonsense. I've been Craze Gamer on commentary, and once again, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next mission.
Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.